Do you have a food that brings you back to a specific memory from childhood? Because for me, it's donuts. Every time we would go to the beach as kids, we would stop by this donut shop close by to the beach and have donuts. So anytime I think of the beach and donuts, like the memories are very connected. So the other day I was thinking about the donuts and going to the beach, and I remembered something very interesting about my beach trips. Have you ever seen those I don't know how to even explain it, but like in the ocean and on the beach there are like these zucchini, like they're not zucchinis, but they're like beach zucchinis. Like that's the best way let me look this up real quick. Hold on. Okay, Google says they are sea beans, but I'm not convinced. I think they were more like sea zucchinis, but whatever. So back in the day, as a child, not only would I collect shells from the beach and put them in a bucket and like convince my parents to take them home, I would collect these sea beans. Okay, I had a bucket full. Like every time I went to the beach, I would collect these sea beans and I would fill up a bucket and I would tell my parents, please let me take this home. I'm trying to think, like, now that I'm a lot older, like what in the world were my parents thinking? Like, why does this girl want to have some sea zucchinis at home? Like, what the heck is she gonna do with this? But yeah, anyway, so I was thinking about the donuts and the beach and all my sea zucchini adventures, and I remembered something interesting. I was like, I remember spending hours collecting these sea zucchini beans, and never once do I remember having them at home with me. Like, I specifically remember every time collecting them in a bucket and taking them to the car and telling my dad, and my dad was always there to take the sea zucchinis and be like, no, yeah, for sure, I'll put them in the back of the car for you, no big deal. But again, never do I remember having these sea zucchinis at home with me. So mind you, this is years later, okay? And I'm remembering this and something's not adding up. I'm like, something is weird here. Let me put on my detective skills. Something ain't right. So I go up to my dad and I say, Dad, do you remember the sea zucchini phase I had? Like, whatever happened to the sea zucchinis? And he starts laughing and says, oh yeah, you would give them to me and I would just chuck them back into the sand when you weren't looking. Father, how dare you? Okay, I was a child. I labored over those sea zucchinis. All I wanted was to take them home and do I don't know what with, but I just wanted the sea zucchinis. Oh my gosh. But honestly, if I were in their shoes too, I definitely would have chucked those things too. What the heck do your kid bringing a sea zucchini home? I don't know. I guess I was just a really weird kid. But anyway, in honor of donuts and the ocean and sea zucchinis, here's our pink dip and drizzle donut soap, now on youcutefoods.com.